Greetings and salutations, YouTube. Friar Chuck here, and I am back with another episode of Red Sox franchise here in MLB The Show. Um, it's opening day, year 3 of the franchise. Expectations are really high this year. We currently sit as the 8th ranked team, 4th in pitching, 7th in contact, 8th defense, 12th power, 12th speed. Um, we're coming off of an MVP caliber year from Rafael Devers, in which he had his best year as a pro, hitting 44 home runs and 102 RBIs, 276 batting average. Not his best batting average, but it was his best as far as home runs go. So, yeah, we're expecting big things out of him. He is age 30. We've got Garrett Crochet looking to rebound after he had really a pretty tough year. Had the Cy Young in 2025, which was year 1 for us, where he went 17-4 with a 2.11 ERA. Only went 8-13 with a 3.46 ERA last season, but we did reward him with a new contract where we will be paying him nearly $40 million starting next season, going all the way till 2035. But I do think that was cheaper than what it would have been if he would have hit the open market, where we was paid upwards of $40 million. So I'm very happy with that. Um, and all of our core really is about the same age. Crochet at 27, Costas at 27, so he's a little bit younger. His overall's already gone down. He's losing power. He's locked up till 2031. Devers, of course, is locked up till 2033. And we've got Jarren Duran. His overall's going down too. What's going on? He had kind of a down year last year. Led the league in average in 2025 with a 319. Went down to 216 or 276 last year. Hit 11 less home runs and had 30 less RBIs and only 1 less game. So we've got to figure out what the deal is with him. Alex Bregman, of course, had a very good year for us last year. 26 homers, 79 RBIs with a 256 average. Really, I guess as far as the year goes, it wasn't any better than last year because the RBIs are more important than the home runs. But it was still a good year. We did manage to get him locked up on a much smaller deal than what he was making, 45.7 on his previous contract. Next year and until 2032, he will be making 14.1 million. So that'll pay him until he's 37. We've got Cutter Crawford here, who's still got a year of arbitration left, and we haven't paid him. Tanner Huck, we locked up to a $17.7 million a year deal. Wilyer Abreu still got 2 years of arbitration. And we, of course, removed Matt Brash from his closing duties earlier, and we did that at the end of last year and gave it to Alex Lang because he was struggling. So I'm actually going to go ahead and make the move to make him a reliever, which did bring his overall down 2 points. But our bullpen is really good. We don't have as many. We actually could stand to move somebody up, and I think I probably will do that. Yeah, I think we can afford to move up Zach Kelly. He pitched in 49 games for Boston in 2024, but hasn't pitched in the majors since then. We've kind of just set him here, but I think he's our best candidate to move to the MLB. We will have to move somebody down. I forgot that we got Dalton Rushing. Oh, that's part of the Dustin May trade. That's right. It's been a little while since I recorded. Reed Detmers, Garrett Whitlock. We have starting in AAA. Luis Rodriguez, who was our first draft pick, is still working his way up through AAA, but he's got plenty of time. He had a good year last year, but he's only 19, so we've got plenty of time on him. And then, of course, Maury Lynn, Alfred Ramo, and William Haw still in single A. Again, they're very young. They were late round picks, so we're hoping they kind of blossom. Excuse me. I don't know if y'all heard that. Ethan Salas is still here. He hasn't really made an offensive jump. He's a good defensive catcher, very durable, really solid speed, but he hasn't made an offensive jump. Connor Wong has been very good for us. He had 76 RBIs, 18 home runs last year, uh, which was his career high. Average was not, but it was very good. And that's off. That is good offensive production from a catcher in my eyes. Um, and we have him locked up till 2031 on just a $6 million a year deal. So we are not in any way looking to replace him. But rushing will be here for a while, as will Salas. So we've got some younger guys there. Tristan Casas still here, obviously. Second base. Christian Campbell took over as the starter last year, and he will be this year going forward. Didn't do anything really to dictate moving him down. Um, and he has gotten better. Uh, third, obviously, we've got a ton of third basemen, but Devers is just our DH. Bregman is our everyday third baseman, which we officially moved him to last year. And then David Fry uh, we got from Cleveland in a trade. And we got him really as just a guy that can hit lefties, which he does very well. He also can play catcher, first, left, and right, so he's a really good backup option. Short is David Hamilton and Marcelo Mayer. Mayer will be getting the start as he won Rookie of the Year last year. And we have him for on a very cheap contract for now. I may look to lock him up long term if I can, but I don't think it'll let me. But we did bump his overall up to an A for winning Rookie of the Year. Jarren Duran in left field. Rafaela and Roman Anthony in center field. Wilyer Abreu in right field. So we are going to have to bring somebody down here. I didn't realize we had Cole Carrick. Cole Carrick's a minor leaguer that can play catcher, short, left, right, and center. So a really solid prospect. I like the versatility. I don't remember who our first round pick last year was, if I'm being honest. Bryant Welsh, I think that's who it was. Yeah, Bryant Welsh, who's already got a really good bat, honestly, but he's got room to improve. His power numbers are not there. Um, good base stealer, not amazing speed, but with his stealing ability, he should be able to get quite a few stolen bases, and he's got good clutch, and he should sim pretty well with what I would say is above average discipline and vision. So if his power numbers can improve at all in Double A, he may be fast tracked to the majors. I'm trying to look. I think we can afford to send Romy Gonzalez down, except that he's out of minor league options, so we can't do that. Um, he won't pass. He won't make it through waivers either. He's 73 overall. He was very good in the minors last year, and his power numbers are great. I'd actually really honestly like him up because he can hit lefties, which a lot of my team can't do. Do I send David Hamilton down? I think to start the season, I may send Hamilton down. So Mayer will be the starting. We'll go to our lineups here. I have simulated Ford because I wanted to see something, and it was the case. Rotation wise, it'll be Crochet, Crawford, Huck, Hertz, and Bray and Bello. Dustin May was good for us last year, going 12-5 with a 2.76 ERA, 5-4, excuse me, with 2.76 ERA. But I think it's time to I need to get these younger guys in. Bayo has a durability of 19. That's crazy. We didn't really do a ton in free agency. We did bring in Brian Abreu to be another solid bullpen arm for us. I'm actually going to move him into a setup role with Justin Slayton. But our bullpen has been far from a problem. But we'll go with this, and if Bayo or Hertz struggles, we'll move May into the rotation. Lineup wise, sorry, I know the intro to this is taking it forever, but I think this is fine. I mean, this is a really good lineup. The only reason, like, shortstop and second base, obviously not as good, but they could be. And I think there is a situation. Yeah, okay, so we've got David Fry playing right field against lefties instead of Abreu. Um, I wouldn't mind a situation where we could get Romy Gonzalez in, and he may play center field if he can play center field. He can play center field. So, fielding is not as good as Rafaela. So I think we'll try this out. Rafaela is going down, and he hasn't really developed as well as I would have liked. Has not had a good year's batting average since we've started this franchise, and in fact has shown nothing but regression since 2024, which was kind of a breakout for him. We've got him locked up long term, but that doesn't necessarily mean he'll be our center fielder of the future. Um, yeah, but expectations are high this season. I'm gonna say really we need to get to so the trade block has come up. Evan Carter's an interesting name, but he's not somebody we need because he can't hit lefties either. But good relief pitchers are people that I'm always looking at. But we're not looking to make a trade yet. But like I said, I think if we can't make it into the ALCS, we have seriously got to consider making a big move. We have $15 million in available budgets. Develop really all that well. They do think Roman Anthony will, though. Which, if he does, it'd be great. And they are expecting Rodriguez to make the jump into the bullpen, I guess, by the end of the year. Let's also look at the top prospects list. Yankees have the top prospect. And the Guardians, we officially do not have any top 10 prospects. Ramo down to 15. He was a top 10 prospect last year. Rodriguez to 17, he was as well. Lynn was a top 10 prospect. Haw was a top 10 prospect. Those three, though, didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Rodriguez, yes. The other three, not so much. And do we have anybody else on this list? We don't really have a lot of prospects. Walsh might be. Yeah, Welsh. Bryant Welsh, he's 67. Older prospect. Salas is still clinging to a top 100 prospect ranking. What is Rodriguez's MLB ETA is this year. So I think we've done a pretty decent job drafting, considering we haven't had any like premier draft picks yet. But yeah, let's get into the game. Oh, I need to check one more thing. I got to check our scouts too, because efficiency discovery. This will work. Yeah, that's fine. That's probably the best I'm going to be able to do. Discovery is more important, honestly, than anything else, since we're drafting so low. But it is opening day. It is our home opener, and with that, I am very happy to unveil, not these, the brand new City Connect jerseys for the Red Sox. I don't know why so many teams are insistent on using grays in their City Connects. I say so many. The Adolis Garcia plays for the Giants now, as does Nathaniel Lowe. Okay, they're shooting for what the Rangers did. So Matt Chapman's still here. Garrett Mitchell is their new center fielder. Lowe is their new first baseman. Adolis Garcia in right field. Elliot Ramos in left still. Tyler Fitzgerald is at second. Willie Adames was still at short.
From the hallowed grounds of Fenway Park, opening day baseball.
These jerseys aren't bad. They're better than those other ones. I did not like the other City Connects. You notice I didn't really pick them a whole lot. But I actually had to download an update before I could record this, and it was the one to put these in here. So, season is officially underway. I am not locating very well. This is the first game I've played today. It's not hitting.
I'm loving every minute of it.
There we go. That's better. 2-2 to Chapman. Even the first one missed. It just missed right over the plate.
And that's in the dirt.
Did I adjust my pitching difficulty and not realize it? Oh. It's on the same thing. It's not. Of my.
And there's a base hit.
That's going to be sent right back up the middle by Chapman. First base runner of the year for the Giants.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a
firm game officially broken up.
And the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field. Yeah, big swing and a miss. Gonna really need to hang in there with that front side against this left-handed breaking ball. Swing and a miss. Struck
and there's much better form from Crochet. He gets his first strikeout.
Speed by keeping him off base. And the defense
one out now.
Because he puts pressure
Daniel Lowe swinging through that.
He can put the ball in play, but that rudder takes off. That's in for a strike.
Very delayed. It occurred to me that he was stealing. But Matt Chapman's not really a guy that I would expect to steal a whole lot. He's not slow, but his steal rating is not great either.
You can steal bases on a catcher who can really throw it. That's a nice job right there.
1-2 to Lowe now.
Up the middle, makes the grab, 2 down.
Nobody else second. Obviously, I was the second baseman, so I couldn't be there. There you see projected averages for the Giants not expected to be real great offensively. Their highest hitters projected to be Elliot Ramos at a 2.61. That's not great. They have called up the guy who was their top prospect at the start of all of this in Bryce Eldridge. I actually think he's been called up in real life. The Giants are another one of those teams like the Angels that don't sit on prospects for very long. They want them up and playing. The Angels did it with Zach Neto. They did it with Nolan Schanuel. Uno Hoppy, I think they did the same thing too. Reed Detmers may have even been that way. And sure, the Angels' argument is, oh, well, look at what happened with Mike Trout. Well, Mike Trout was also a generational player. I don't actually know if he was at the time or not. He turned out to be one. He's one of the best center fielders of all time. Or you see our projected averages, and they are projecting us to not finish with anybody over 300, which I do think is possible. I would like Duran to, be able to jump up. Here's Christian Campbell at the plate, the runner-up for Rookie of the Year. Of course, was beaten out by his teammate Marcelo Mayer. And Campbell's going to get on with a base hit.
So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
So we officially are not going to be no hit.
Man aboard, and here is Devers.
Rafael Devers up now, facing a right-handed pitcher. That was a little high. Would love to see a home run in these new City Connects. Devers obviously absolutely crushes right-handed pitching.
Next offering is fouled back.
Devers a 3-time Silver Slugger, won his third one last year. Very deserved as he strikes out there.
Well done behind the dish. Now batting Tristan Casas. Swing and a ground
and that's sent back up the middle. Base hit for Tristan Casas. Nice little bit of two-out hitting.
Now first and second with 2 outs. Traffic on the bases with one already in here in game 1 of this 3-game set. Fouled off.
We haven't had a truly bad year at any point in this series. I'm not going to necessarily say that we're due for one, but it's always possible. I mean, we get injuries to the wrong people. I do think there's a lot of injuries we could stomach. Like if we lost Rafael Devers, knock on wood. We've got a good bit of depth.
On the ground. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it.
And everybody's going to be safe. Base is loaded. Mayer not able to drive anyone in, but he does advance every runner. And now Wilyer Abreu up to the plate. Gotten all the way to the number 7 hitter here in the first inning, and that's what you want to do. First pitch swinging, we're going to send Bregman, but that is out. Strand 3 do get one off the Alex Bregman single. And it's 1-0 Red Sox.
And that misses. And it's 1-0. Crochet, the tall lefty, 27 years old, a former American League Cy Young Award winner. fouls one off.
I just fouled off.
That fastball at the bottom of the zone.
You got to be careful. Ramos absolutely crushes left-handed pitching. Yeah, left-handed pitching. You get the strikeout there. Not quite as good of a matchup as Devers versus righties or Shohei Ohtani versus anybody.
So digging in, Tyler Fitzgerald.
Of course, Shohei Ohtani also got struck out by a catcher in real life the other day, so
Whips it to Casas.
Mayer over to Casas, out number 2.
And up next,
Fitzgerald's the guy we want to keep off the base pad. He's very fast.
That one fouled off. 2 down, nobody on. That one off the mark, and it's 1-1. And that one cutting but missing down low.
2-1. Crochet kick steals.
That one fouled off.
Foul
2-2.
tipped by Casey Schmidt. Sinker.
Just missed.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Thank you for telling me it will be their first plate appearance of the season on opening day.
Hit weakly on the ground towards
Not a great
second.
pitch, but we got him to swing at it, so
Tosses to first.
I don't know what about that he saw that he liked. Unless it had a really
And
late
the bottom of
break.
the second. Now here is Connor Wong.
Connor Wong makes his way to the plate now.
Swing
Right,
and a miss.
see, it's about like that. That's probably what he saw.
Swing now. He had his mind made up. As soon as that ball left the hand of the pitcher, he was going to swing at it.
I kind of came into this series fully expecting Connor Wong to have been replaced by now. But he's had solid offensive production, and he is good when we need him to be. Like, he was good in the playoffs last year, if I remember correctly. Mike Trout plays for the Astros now.
It's much easier to do damage against
I don't think I realized that. Also, Jacob DeGrom is still in Texas, so that's cool.
Into center. And that'll fall for a
Wong
base
gets base
hit.
hit there.
Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Hitting is really easy for some guys. One thing that I can see already, his bat stays in the zone on plane for an extended period of time. And guys like that,
Bryce Harper's 6 home runs away from 400 for his
and
career.
they have more barrels because of that bat being on plane. And even when you don't get it great,
And
it's
40
still
hits
hit
away
hard
from
enough
2,000 career
to
hits.
dunk something in like that in front of the center
So a
field.
couple of big milestones for him that he should hit this year.
Chases after that one. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2.
Well, he's been aggressive right out of the box, and a smart pitcher's
Nolan
gonna play
Arenado
off of
is
that,
still with the
especially when you get to 2 strikes.
Cardinals.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
He did not throw a single pitch in the strike zone there, and I just okay with him taking off. Christian Yelich just played with the Diamondbacks, though. It's interesting.
You can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter's going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
Duran gets his first hit of the year.
They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only one away.
All over that one right there. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he
Christian
didn't spin
Campbell
off
up
of
to the
it.
plate
That's
now.
the key. You still have to extend
Would love
the
to see a
base
major
running
breakout out of
line
him.
drive like that.
Grounder might be
And that's
two.
going to be a double play that will end the inning.
He's out. Odelo. It's a double play.
So we do get 2 hits. That's funny. Their projected leaders are all over the place. Matt Chapman, they're only one. He's projected to lead in WAR and OPS, low in average. Garcia in home runs, and Adames and RBIs, and Garrett Mitchell in steals. Ours will probably be Devers for
Left field.
slugging and home runs.
Duran hauls it in.
Well,
and there's
I meant home runs and RBIs. Oh, we have the second highest valued farm system.
the next
That's
giant
interesting.
to hit.
I don't really know why. We've got 6 top 100 prospects.
Not sure if he could be in more of a
I
groove.
think
Looks really relaxed. He's
Salas-
7 straight. This guy's feeling it right now.
Yes, Salas, Welsh, and the 4 pitchers.
And that one missing low.
That very well could change by the end of the season. We may have to call Rodriguez up.
outside low.
I mean, if he just
Down
comes out and is
2-2.
dominating AAA this
One
season,
out,
it's going to be
base
hard
is
to keep him
empty.
down.
And it's filled up.
I'm usually not this bad at pitching, but
Fouled off, and they'll do it
it's
again.
fouled off to right field.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated.
See
He
if we can
just
get this
having a hard
sweeper
time catching
down
up.
in.
Got him.
It's actually right where they asked for it. I didn't like that location, but it got the strikeout, so I guess Wong knows what he's doing
So
back there.
batting order turns over. Now Matt Chapman at the plate. Chapman gets a piece there.
It's fouled off by Chapman.
2 outs, bases
He
empty.
reached in the first inning.
Swings through that.
I think he was sitting
Swings
off
and misses
speed
at
there.
that one. 0-2 count. Chapman kick deal, or crochet
Swing
kick
and a
deal.
high fly ball right
Fly ball to
field.
center field. Rafaela, former Gold Glover.
And that'll do it.
May have been a Gold Glover last year too. I don't remember. I think he was. I think him and Brady both got
Check out the latest news from around the league.
both won Gold Gloves. The Giants are projected to win 83 games this year, so be about on par with where we were
Up left side.
last year.
Chapman.
I'd like to see what their projections for us are,
Makes the catch. And there's one away. So up next,
but
Tristan
it hasn't
Casas.
come up yet.
1 for 1 with a single so far. Swing and a high fly ball left
Casas
field.
late on that, and it's out to left field.
Ramos
Easy
snags
play
it for the second out.
for
2
Ramos.
down, base is empty. Here's Alex
Very good
Bregman.
RBI single earlier,
Drove in a run his first time.
which there's only one way right now that he could get an RBI.
Swing and
Not
a ground
that.
ball
That
up
wasn't a
the
base hit
middle.
either. They had the shift on.
Throws to first.
Second baseman
And
playing
they grab
behind
it for the out.
second base.
As we go to the top of the 4th. And now the center fielder, Garrett Mitchell. He was late there, strike 1.
0-1's the count.
That one not
1 ball,
close.
2 strikes.
And that's ball 1. That's a ball. Tried to attack
I'm
with a sweeper.
not having a good time pitching right now.
Got him
We're
swinging.
doing just enough. That's strikeout number 5, I think.
Which isn't easy
4.
to do against a hitter like
Number
this.
4, obviously we've only allowed a couple of base runners, or maybe even just
Sit back
one.
long enough on that one.
Low. Stands in now and watches strike 1. And a foul ball. The Red Sox up by a run here on opening day. Up and in, and a count 1-2. Strike
Got him.
and that's 2 in a row.
Back-to-back strikeouts from
Fastball
Crochet.
right there, and I don't think he was taking it, thinking it might be a called ball or anything. I just think he was flat out
Dolis
frozen.
Garcia
Did
of
not expect that location.
El
in my opinion.
Bombi, as he is known.
In the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike.
Former ALCS MVP for the Rangers.
And 1-2. Swings
And he
through it.
strikes out, so Crochet strikes out the
Strikes
side.
out the
So other than those 2 really bad pitches we threw to that first batter,
and leading off the bottom of the 4th,
good inning
Marcelo
from
Meyer.
Crochet.
And that is out of play.
We are to the bottom of the 4th now. Still a 1-0 game. Mayer with a single in his first at bat.
This one lifted in the air, left field. Ramos makes the grab, 1 down. Wilyer Abreu up next for the Red Sox. He's 0 for 1. On the ground to the left. slings to first in
Your
time.
Brady can't reach.
2 outs, base is empty. And next for the Red Sox, Connor Wong. That one out to right. Garcia settles under it.
Good contacts,
Makes the
but
catch
not the
and
best
an
pitch to hit.
So they make. Welcome back.
We don't really have anybody, as far as I know, that I would call bad ball hitters.
Crochet back
Some
to
people
work.
thrive on that.
Just
One that comes to mind big time for me is Adrian Beltre.
27 years old, and he was born in Puerto Rico. Edge of the zone for a strike, and a count 1-1.
I don't know how many bad pitches I saw him take out, and pitches where he was on his knee when he finished
Rafaela gets under
from the
it,
swing.
makes the
Beltre,
grab,
of course, was a
and
former
there's
Red
one
Sox
down.
too. I remember him most with the Rangers.
Tyler Fitzgerald, the next Giant to hit. Swinging a foul back, that's out of play. And that one is lifted in the air. Abreu drifts towards it, and he makes the catch. And there's 2 down. Stepping in, Casey Schmidt. He's 0 for 1. And that one fouled off. He swings and drives one out to deep left field. Duran going back on this one. Makes the catch up against
That one goes all the way to the monster. The farthest the ball's been hit today, but
And he'll
Duran
get
is
back to
right
the
there to
ballpark.
catch it.
Here's the center fielder.
Farthest the ball's been hit by either team.
Fought off foul.
That's fouled off by
These Red
Rafaela.
Sox doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. The numbers tell us they're averaging more than a hit every inning, and they've only struck out twice, so they keep finding ways to put their bat on the ball.
Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. Sharp grounder.
Rafaela sends that up the middle.
Base hit.
Base hit.
Turns the lineup.
Runner on, no
I'd
outs.
say a mistake pitch.
With the
and
top of the order
it
coming
count.
up.
Too
Love to
good of
see
a
it.
pitch to hit right there. You have to expand the zone.
Those our lineup's pretty dangerous out there out.
Now batting Jarren Duran. 1 for 2. Out towards left center.
Duran sends that out to the warning track.
Ramos hauls
Sort of.
it in,
I
and
think he
there's
caught
one.
it in the grass, so not really to the warning track per se.
Christian Campbell up next for the Red Sox. Singled and scored back in the first. He's 1 for 2. On the ground a second, might be 2. There's 1. What a double play that was.
And they call Campbell out. Oh.
Back inside Fenway Park. Willie
Another
Thomas
inning,
stands
another
in.
more no
Swing
threats
and
for
a
the
miss as he was out
Giants.
front.
0-1.
Yeah, that's fouled off. Here's the
In my
pitch
head,
to
I feel like
Thomas.
Webb's had a better game than Crochet, but he hasn't really.
Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2.
I mean, we obviously have a run, they don't, and we've had, I think we're at 6 or 7 base hits. So they're 1.
And there's a ball.
That's inside.
And the 1 was the first batter of the game.
Hacks and misses. It's a
Another
strikeout.
strikeout for Crochet, so he's getting better as the
Pitch sequence
innings
right
go
there.
on.
Tell you what,
Strikeout number
guys are
7.
on the same page right now.
Next to hit, Patrick Bailey.
Crochet, of course, making his 3rd consecutive opening day start for the Red Sox.
Just off the outside edge.
We
And
hope
that's
that
ball 1.
he will have many more of those to come. Like I said, we locked him up to a long-term contract last year, and he is only 27. Pitcher getting tired, so this will most likely be his last inning.
And that
2 balls,
skips into
1
dirt.
strike.
Base is empty, 1 away here on opening day. Chopped left side. Over to first. 2 quick outs to open.
Nice play in the field by Crochet. Okay, so the ticker down there is projecting us to go 89 and 73, but not win our division.
Matt Chapman up to the
So I'm
plate
guessing
now.
they've got the Orioles finishing first. Because the Yankees they had as a wild card team as well.
First offering is fouled off. 2 outs.
Last year it was
Ball one
Yankees,
there.
then us, then Orioles. So we're just. I think it may have been the same thing the year before.
Swing and a miss. That is strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's
Got him.
for Chappie.
That may have got us to 10 strikeouts.
Giants down.
And that is all we will see of Crochet today. Excellent start. Goes a full 6 innings, only gives up a hit, no walks.
And it's fouled away.
Come on,
Anything
give me
in
one.
particular stand out to you as far as moments at Fenway Park?
Wow, you know, it's unfortunate because I remember as an Oakland
Perfect.
player, we were up in the series against
Still
the Red
don't.
Sox,
I feel like that's
2
one
games to
Dever should have
none.
taken
All
out,
we
but
had to do was close out a Saturday night ball
whatever.
game, win extra innings. The Red Sox won that ball game, and then
Runner on now
they pushed the series
for
by
Tristan
winning
Casas.
Game 4 back to Oakland for Game 5, and unfortunately,
Chapman. There's one.
Hit on the ground, and yeah,
There's a double play.
there's just no way you're not doubling him up. 5-4-3 double play, and that clears the bases. Alex Bregman up now.
And now it's
1 for 2. Has our lone RBI today.
That one ripped.
That one's well hit, but
Mitchell makes the
Centerfield doesn't have to go
grab,
too
and that's
terribly
the inning.
far. Into the 6th, Crochet is not pitching again, so we are going to go with Mitchell. None of them have good power against lefties, so that means it's Chris Bubich's turn.
New pitcher on
Entering
the
his
year.
2nd year with the Red Sox, 7 holds last year, 3-1 record, 2.80 ERA, and he is actually a starter for the Royals now. If you start a new franchise today, he is listed as a starter. His stamina doesn't change any, so he's only got like 37 stamina, so I don't know how anybody's using him. Pitching 4 innings and leaving.
He goes down
Got him. That's a tough pitch, though. A slider that just barely creeps into the... That one's tough, too. Bubich is throwing some very difficult balls here. Much more in control with him than I was with Crochet. Even that pitch, it's hard to swallow. And if this goes where I would like it, I think it did. Campbell gets to it, has to kind of go a ways. That pulls Casas off the base. Campbell, you've got to make a better throw than that, sir. So an E4 there.
Adolis Garcia. Look to me. Runner on the goal. Cut on and missed.
Got him. I don't know why on earth Nathaniel Lowe is stealing. I guess they were going for a hit and run, but we get the out eventually anyway. Not the best throw by Connor Wong, but Campbell's able to apply the tag. So good defensive effort on his part. That makes up for the bad swing.
Now he steps off to reset.
I didn't mean to step off the plate.
Lead here in the top half of inning number 7. That just misses, and it's 1-2. And that one is inside.
See, now I accidentally stepped off the plate. It's going to completely screw up my...
This one in the air.
Never mind, we got him.
Casas.
Casas kind of wanders over there. And that'll be the inning.
And that is out number 3.
Going into the bottom of the 7th now. Let's see if we can give a little bit of padding to for the bullpen here.
Boston, Marcelo Meyer. And first offering is fouled off. Up the middle,
That was just
Adames.
very weakly hit. You know, it's hit to a good place, but if it's only leaving at that speed, exit velocity is 72.
High fly ball lifted in the
Well,
air,
hit
right
by a
field.
bird. Yeah, not really. It's right down the middle, and he had good contact. I don't understand why. That's all that it is.
2 down, bases empty. And now the catcher comes
We
up
just
here.
don't perform very well on opening day.
That one's in there, and it's 0-1.
It's the first thing I haven't swung at all day.
On the ground right side.
And Logan Webb is still in the game. I don't know how many
Over to
pitches he's
low.
thrown.
And that
It's
will
not a
end the
lot.
inning. So they go. And we're back, ready to begin the 8th.
Elliot Ramos. And I'm not sending a lefty out to face him. So we will go with, yeah, righty is definitely the way to go here. I'll give Matt Brash the inning. I should have put Brian Abreu in, but whatever.
Little chopper rolls foul.
It kind of didn't occur to me what inning it was, but this is exactly the Abreu spot.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air.
And Rafaela wanders over and puts Ramos out.
And up next for the Giants, Tyler Fitzgerald. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
Typical strategy for me is not usually to go through this many relief pitchers, but I think this is a lineup that you really got to play the matchups. Kind of like ours. Fresh gets the strikeout there on Fitzgerald. I mean, Ramos just absolutely crushes lefties, so I couldn't justify leaving Bubic in. Not when I've got other good righties in the bullpen. Jung-Hoo Lee is going to pinch hit, and that is a long fly out to Jarren Duran. So we are officially in to the bottom of the 8th inning.
Camilo Doval.
Pretty tight game.
Camilo Doval, former closer.
Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Up now. Rafaela. Perfect. And it goes right to the shortstop. He's got enough power. Make that go into the outfield, at least.
Jarren Duran, 1 for 3.
Nothing I can do about the game. Another perfect. 2 in a row. I'm feeling it.
So a man at first, Christian Campbell. Now
We've got to get him into scoring range.
Runner on the move. Pitch in for a strike.
That is in for a strike on Campbell.
Not close.
Here's what I think the manager's thinking right
First
now.
stolen base of the year for anyone on our team.
We've got to make something happen to get a runner in a scoring position. That's
Runner goes again. Ball
That's outside.
Throw, save. That's
First ball anybody for the Giants has thrown today. Not any that they've thrown. First one that's been on record.
foul ball there.
We got to make connection with that. We make connection with that. That's a 2. That's another run.
Electric stuff that results in a ton of strikeouts in a tough spot like this.
God, I gotta not swing at that. It's 2 outs now. The sacrifice no longer in place. Devers, this is the time, sir. Get out to the outfield, but not far enough. I needed that from Campbell. Lasted bad. So 9 hits today, 1 error. Still only giving up 1 run.
Back now at Fenway, and now the shortstop, Willy Adames.
And we are going to go ahead and make the call to Alex Lang, the closer. He is going to be the closer starting off the year this time. We of course picked him up in the Rule 5 draft last year, and when we moved him into the closer role, he was very good. 27 of 31 on save opportunities. Whip was really kind of a little high for a closer, but some of that could have been jumped up from his time as a reliever.
Next offering is in for a strike.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's
You'd really rather your closer's whip be under 1. Strikeout. Got Willy Adames. So he's going to get the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for
And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike.
And another ball.
San Francisco.
Crowd locked
Can't
in
get a
right
strike
now.
in right now.
1-run game here in the 9th. That one
3-0 to
misses.
Patrick Bailey. Okay, this is not a guy we need to pitch around. We got to get him out. He's not Nearly as big with Red.
And the
Oh my
tying
gosh.
run is on base.
Definitely lost the handle during that sequence. 4 pitches for the walk, and that last one.
Matt
didn't
Chapman
break
is
the
a
zone.
problem.
Pitcher might want to go talk to him.
Chapman in the
There's a
box
strike.
now.
That's a
Takes
good
strike
pitch.
1. And now it's even up.
I don't understand why that goes there. That's not where I put it, and I was exactly accurate.
Got the bat going too soon.
Chapman swings and misses at that.
1-run game here.
Absolutely love a double play here.
And he grounds one back.
Oh, Campbell can't get to it.
That was smoke through the infield.
2 runners on now.
So first and second,
For
now 1 out.
who's in the 2
digging
spot?
in,
Garrett Mitchell.
0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. There's the strike up high. 0-1.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball.
Not the biggest power threat in the world, but he can take one out, and he has got a ton of speed.
Not liked either of those first 2 pitches or agreed with the umpire's calls, but at this point, he's going to have to bear down and be ready to hit anything close to the zone.
In there,
Got it. Strike 3 called.
And the Giants down to their final out.
Second strikeout for Lang. So what if we just can't get strikeouts? Are we not gonna get him out? See, I think this is more Lang being off than me. Like, I'm a little late on some of these, but not enough that it should have moved it as much as it did. See, that one, okay, that's fair. I was way off of the mark.
Probably a challenge pitch coming.
That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam.
Fairly generous call there.
Lang is just 1 strike.
2-2 count. Lowe will foul it off.
Got it.
Lucky.
That's the ball game.
Red Sox win, and I actually think that is our first opening day win. I don't think we won either of the previous 2.
Pitchers really attacking hitters, trusting what the catcher was putting down. And
Great offensive game for us. Had a lot of hits, but not a lot of production out of that.
But sometimes you can appreciate the artistic beauty of what these pitchers
9 hits, so we probably had 8 left on base. Shea gets the win. Only giving up 1 hit. Lang does come in and get the save. It was a little sketchy. He did not pitch very well, especially. 1 hit. That right there. Stat-wise, Matt Chapman was 2 for 4. He got their only 2 hits. Everybody else just was bad. Durain went 2 for 4. Bregman 1 for 3 with an RBI. 1 for 3 for Casas. 1 for 3 for Connor Wong. I don't think Devers got a hit. Game overall, we do get the win, and that's important. That's the most important thing. Crochet starts off well. I say well. Crochet started off very good. My command was off. I could not hit anything in the strike zone for a long time. And that sucks for Webb. Went 7 innings, struck out 2, ERA of 1.29, and he still didn't get the win. Bullpen came in and was very, very good for us. Love to see that. And, yeah, that's going to do it for episode 1 on... Sorry, that was probably very loud. That was my microphone falling. That's going to do it for episode 1 of year 3 here with the Red Sox. It is ALCS or bust. We can't get out of the divisional series. We have got to do some major roster retooling, like I said. But I will see all of you guys in the next episode. This is Friar Chuck saying bye-bye.